Do it.
I know we've gone over this once before, but I want to touch base on this again because we've really seen a lot of uptick in sales of acoustic guitar pickups. And we'll talk about electric guitar pickups next time around, but we'll go over acoustic guitar pickups. There are 4 primary ways to amplify an acoustic guitar. There is a microphone, there is a Piezo style pickup, or Piezo you'll hear them called as well. There is a soundboard transducer, and there is a magnetic pickup. Okay? So let's start at the top with the microphone. Microphones are traditionally the best. They sound very, very good, but they have issues of being tethered into a microphone, and you also have feedback issues. However, LR Bags has really licked a problem. I think I just sold the last one a couple of days ago, though. Right there, the Anthem made by them. It is actually a combination of a Piezo style pickup and a microphone. It sounds very good, very, very natural, and they've pretty much solved the feedback issues with that. It's one of our more expensive ones, $300. Fishman has had some over that in that $300 to $500 range. They've never sold very well with this, but I'm rolling out these Anthems. They seem to be going very, very well. People love it. They rave on it. I've had people come and tell me, hey, if anybody's interested in this, let me know. I'll tell them about how good it is. So that's the Anthem. The most commonly used one is Piezo style, or Piezo, and almost every single pickup we have over there is a Piezo style pickup. That applies to out here, and in the acoustic room there's more exceptions to that in there than anywhere else, but almost every pickup you see out here is going to be a Piezo style pickup. It isn't under the saddle. It goes under the saddle. They take off the saddle, you drill a little hole through, and a little strip of Piezo crystal sits under it. You strike the string, the saddle vibrates, it moves the crystals in the pickup, your signal is generated. It then almost always goes to a preamp. Almost every single pickup over there has a battery with it. It goes to a preamp, which boosts the sound and makes it and gives a better tone. Piezos are nice. They have a really hot output. They have good bass. They have good treble. They sound real quacky in the mid-range. It can actually be a little harsh on the high end on there. So you've really got to EQ it. Whenever you EQ or have somebody plug in a guitar out here, boost the bass up some, knock the mids way out, and let the trebles sort of sit there at 12 o'clock, and then you can play with it as needed on there. But that will make a huge improvement in the tone by getting rid of some of that mid-range. Soundboard transducers sit on the soundboard or the face of it. They usually sit by the bridge, but there are some exceptions to that. They sit on the bridge. Top vibrates, and like with all these, there's a magnet and there's a coil. As it moves, it generates your signal. Soundboards are nice on the low end and mid-range. They're a little muddy on the highs, so they have a real warm, thick sort of sound on there. So you adjust that to suit as well. And then the last one's a magnetic pickup that works very similarly to an electric guitar. Again, a magnet and a coil wrapped around it, or a copper winding wrapped around it. The magnetic pull of the strings are what generates your signal on this, rather than the vibration of the top, or the vibration of the bridge, like a Piezo is. So magnetic ones usually sit up in the sound hole, although not exclusively. They have a nice mid-range and a nice high-end. They can be a little light in the low end on there. So a really common thing to do is to blend these. The Taylor Expression System is a blend of a magnetic pickup that sits up in the neck and a soundboard transducer that sits on the body. There used to be 2, now there's 1 on the new one, so just be aware of that.
And magnetic pickups doesn't make a big difference what the string composition is?
It does make a bit of a difference in what the string composition is. If you look at electric guitars, you'll notice that they are all like a nickel-plated steel. Most all of them are stainless steel, nickel-plated steel. Acoustic guitars are different. They're made of copper and bronze, and it's the magnetic pull of the core that's really the issue in that. And to give you a good example of that, if you look at the LR Bags M1 Active, you'll notice on the 2 strings, the B and the E, the B and the E, because it's the bare chord, there's not a wrap around that. See how deep set they are where these other ones are way up there? Because these are straining a lot more to get the upper, these are straining a lot more to get that signal being generated from the cores of those strings, because the outer core, that wrap, there's not a steel wrap to really make it magnetic, or to really agitate that. Also, you'll note on an electric guitar, the G string is almost always unwound. And so on this, the G string is always wound on an acoustic guitar. So it's that B and E that are the bare wires, the magnets are way down deep, whereas the rest of them, they're way up. That's due definitely to the composition of the strings.
Word.
All right? So that's just a quick rundown of that. It's good to know these things. It's good to know, so you can talk to people about them, and then just sell them what you want. Sell them an LR Bags Anthem, or sell them a Piezo is usually what we do. I do have some magnetic ones. People don't want to alter them; they want to stick them up in there. So certainly sell them to those if you want them. But as a general rule, your Piezo and then that Anthem is going to be your best bets. They're the most common ones. The Piezo is the Anthem's the best sounding.
Cool.